Go, nice shirt. Or at least it was nice
What's
that you
the
were
shirt
able to
say?
throw that in there. Nah.
A Rosa Parks shirt.
Magic's getting political. Making
Political. Man, I've
statements.
had this show for a minute now.
Making statements.
Yeah, remember he doesn't get rid of shit.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Enough to Be Dangerous. We've got the entire crew back together. It's been a minute.
That's been like 2 weeks, huh?
It actually seems like it's been like 2 months, to be honest.
It does seem like it's been like at least a month.
It seems like it's been forever since we've all been on the same podcast.
Yeah, it's nice to be back.
So, Joey, how was the cruise?
The cruise was amazing. Yeah. That's been like 2 weeks.
What was your
If you've
favorite
never
spot?
held a sloth before, I recommend it.
A sloth?
Yeah, sloth.
Was he driving a Ferrari?
Dude, come on now. Here,
Come on,
I'll
dude.
share a
You have
picture
kid.
between the
How
group.
have you not seen that movie?
Oh, I
What
don't
was your
know.
favorite spot?
My favorite spot? Probably
Roatan.
Roatan.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. That's what your wife said.
Honduras. What's that? Oh, that's what Danny said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the zip lining was probably my hands down favorite thing I did the entire trip.
Ooh, I don't know about doing a zip line. Those things aren't
So-
weight tested.
Well, and so check this out. You want to hear something pretty trippy? So I've always been too heavy to be on a zip line, first off. So this was my first time that I've been around a zip line that they were like, they didn't even ask me my weight. They looked at me and said, okay.
It's
So
because you're
I
not
was-
in the United States where there's no safety
Yeah.
guidelines.
Yeah.
No, they have
No
a
way.
weight limit there. It's 300 pounds.
Okay.
And they said no to people.
I was waiting for the shout out.
There's the shout out. So we went in a group, and the second half of the group, people I don't know, they all just came from Canada on a different zip line, and they were like, holy cow, this looks so dangerous compared to all the safety measures they take in Canada. And so they tell me this, but I've never ziplined before, so they're telling me this before we even start, and I'm like, great. So they said, yeah, in Canada, they don't let you step at close to the edge of these platforms that are, 200 feet, 300 feet in the air. And as there's no like guide on the platform that we're on at the moment. So it's just this big rattling, wobbly platform that you're standing on, and nobody's there to supervise you. So I was a little scared after that.
How did you get up there? Is it a ladder?
Oh, many, 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 many steps.
Could you see through the steps down to the bottom?
No, because it was up rocks. So it was on a little
Oh,
hill.
okay. Then I could have survived that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Mike hates
Height.
heights.
Yeah. But you could have handled the first part to get up there. But it's the second and third platforms that you would not have been having. But just going across the zip line alone, it was absolutely amazing.
You know,
Yeah, I've never
oddly
been
enough,
up that.
ziplining doesn't freak me out. When I'm strapped into something for whatever reason,
You're good.
yeah, I'm like, last time I was in Mexico, we
Yeah.
ziplined. Now, in all
Oh.
fairness, it was above lagoons and stuff, so if anything broke, I was just going into the water. And the end of the zip line was into the water anyway, so like, but yeah, the problem for me with zip lining is if I've got to go up the steps where I can see through the steps down to the bottom, where it's just like
I guess.
Before you
wire
get hooked
steps.
in.
Oh yeah, listen, if I
Mike's
can
like,
see to
"There's
the
no
bottom and I'm not
safety
hooked
here."
in,
And you got to realize also, Roatan, Honduras,
yeah.
they don't have a lot of money, and they don't have a lot of wood getting shipped to their island. So when they make these platforms, there's gaps like this in between each board because they don't have enough to make it.
They're short
Yeah, I would have
staffed.
been out on that too.
So
Tom, would you ever zip line?
I would. I just haven't had the opportunity.
I would not.
I-
I had a bad experience.
you have. Well,
We
let's
need
hear
to
it.
do a group. We need to, what we need to do? We need to do a group cruise once. The 4 of us on a group cruise, bring our families.
Booze cruise.
You know what I'm trying to
Bring your
what
mom,
I'm looking
Terrence.
at right
Let's
now
go.
is Ireland.
Oh, no.
Ireland.
No.
Oh, I'd love to do Ireland.
That's our next cruise, Ireland.
A cruise to Ireland?
I don't know if we're gonna do a cruise because you lose staying at like an inn or something when you do a cruise, and part of the whole Ireland experience is meeting the locals. So we probably won't do a cruise.
You should
It'll
do a
probably
whole
just be
UK tour. Go
Yeah,
into,
yeah,
fly into London, do London,
Yeah.
check out.
Well, it's
Dover,
all there
go up
together,
to
you might as well.
Scotland. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I've done the whole thing. I mean, I live there,
But
so
yes, I am game for. If we could start planning like a year out or something, I'm game.
yeah. Let's do enough to be dangerous abroad.
That'd be awesome.
I'll videotape from abroad, and I'll
I
check
have
it
learned that
out.
I'm not a good vlogger.
No,
Vlogging's a big commitment. It's tough to
You really
whip
gotta
out
be
your
motivated.
phone or your camera
You
in
gotta
the
be
middle
motivated.
of
Be good at
something.
that.
I want to do this. I want to do the activities, and I'll show you guys the video where I tried to vlog while I was ziplining.
You gotta have the right equipment for the right scenario.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I
It's
didn't.
kind of like when I used to do pictures and whatnot when we were riding.
Yeah, I mean, I was too worried I was going to drop the camera as I was ziplining.
Wrist strap, GoPro headlamp.
Yeah, that would have been smart.
With my luck, I'd make it to Germany, and they'd be like, "Yes, you may not leave anymore, Mr. Murray."
I got to see if I can turn off the bathroom's filter effect on Magic's audio.
He does sound like he's in a shoebox.
Oh,
Joey, how you feeling?
I feel fine. I just have a cough and congested.
Are you having a cuppa?
When did you
Coffee.
test positive?
I'm day 10 right now.
Yeah, but were you on the cruise when you
No.
tested? Did you start feeling it on the cruise?
Yep.
So that means you got it while you were on the cruise.
Oh, yeah, there was a huge outbreak on the cruise.
Was there really?
Yeah, we found out afterward. So get ready for Patty to be coming home sick.
Why was Patty on the trip with you?
No, she's on a cruise right now.
She just left.
Yeah, dude, cruises
Well,
are like the #1 places.
Yeah,
where
they are.
people get sick.
They really are.
Like,
I'd rather just fly to a destination and explore that destination.
Oh, I'm a
rather
cruiser.
do that.
I love cruising.
I
Like-
get motion sickness.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't,
I've always wanted
know, I
to
mean-
do a cruise, like just because grew up watching The Love Boat, so I wanted to do that.
Oh, I worked on fishing boats for years. Boats don't even remotely faze me.
You and Bobby.
I think with a platform
Oh.
that big,
But that's when I
I
knew
don't
Bobby
think
when I
Yeah,
worked
we
on the
haven't talked
fishing
about
boats.
Bobby in a while.
That is when I knew him, is when I worked on the fishing boats, though.
Right.
so yeah, I'd rather fly out and go from there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy doing either one if I'm seeing something new, or even if I'm going back to like Hawaii. I'm okay with not cruising, but I also love cruising. It's an
Now-
experience.
If it was doing the European, I would fly and then I would take the train that goes all the way through it, because
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do like a train that like,
Euro trip.
That's
You wanted to-
definitely ideal, isn't it, Mike? Taking the train around,
The Bonhof.
or is that
I-
more recent?
I like the idea of renting a car. That way I can stop and see the stuff I want to see, get up, eat at the places I want to eat at.
And it's
Like,
no big deal
the
driving on the
majority-
wrong side.
I mean, that's only in the UK. But you're talking about
Ireland's-
Europe in general.
Ireland's left side.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually,
I get that. I just think that, like, even when we travel around the states, like when we did, so both times we've gone to Hawaii, the Pacific Northwest, New England, the South when we did it, we like getting in the car and just driving location
with
to
ya. Yep.
location and just. I like these long,
Yeah,
like,
not being stuck.
regional road trips.
You can
I guess
turn
it
left when
depends
you
on
want to turn left.
the destinations or
Yeah.
how much distance is between them. Like I get the whole renting the car, being able to stop. You're the commander of your own ship, but at the same time, I don't like having to drive that long and not being able to rest when I want to rest and just be like, hey,
But you
let's just
can.
enjoy the scenery.
That's what
Yeah,
we
when
do.
you're driving yourself, you stop when you want.
But then you stop. You're not traveling. I guess I would do a mixture of both. I would take like a short jaunt on trains and then run a
You
car.
just want the train in there.
I do. I've always wanted one of those sleeper car trains where you like how they have the Grand Canyon one. I think it would just be cool. Again,
Chances are you would get different cars anyway when you're traveling across Europe. So.
Well,
it's just
I also
depends.
wanted to do the walk because my brother did the walk.
What's that?
It's something in Europe, and it's literally like a walk from like it's in Italy somewhere. It's literally people go out to this thing, out to this destination, and they walk
the thing.
halfway through the country. And there's like hostels and everything that are set up on it. It's just this big thing. But I don't want to walk.
Sounds
But
good.
you've got no.
Yeah, I was gonna
And I
say
said,
I'm calling BS on that one.
No. So there's the walk where you actually walk, and then there's the walk where you can rent a motorcycle and do the exact same type of route on a motorcycle.
That's the Amalfi Coast.
I don't know what that is.
That's a place I would love to go.
The Amalfi Coast. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be dope.
Yes.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to walk that kind of distance.
Oh, you're not walking that.
No. I think it took my brother
They have
like
scooters
4
everywhere.
months to do it. He was on it for a while. He did a little blog,
Wow.
was posting every day and whatnot.
Who was this?
My brother.
I don't even know of your brother.
I had 2 brothers.
What? How do I not know this?
You've met one of them. He came, the one that passed.
He came to
came
San
the
Diego,
clubhouse.
right?
No, he came to the clubhouse.
I didn't
He was
know
there
that.
for like
I'm
an
sorry.
hour, and then took him back to the house, and then he drove to Sierra Vista.
Okay.
And then I have my older brother that Mike knows. Actually, I was gonna say, didn't you graduate with him? No, he was 91. You're 92. So
Yeah, he graduated a year before me.
yeah, that's the one that's left that nobody knows where he's at. So hey, Lawrence, if you're watching this, I don't know.
Oh man, that's such a bummer.
Hey, what's our what? How many viewers do we have nowadays? Are we
70?
68?
We got
70.
4,
Oh, viewers?
and I'm watching 4 of them right now. 4 clowns.
I'm not on it.
New name: 4 clowns and a bus.
Hey, you guys were talking about catching up on some shows. So we can get the boys out of the way,
Yeah,
but
no.
not everybody's caught up on the boys.
68?
Joey, were you for real, Joey, that you're not caught up on the boys?
I'm not.
No.
I haven't been able to focus on anything I enjoy. Every time I started, it was killing me.
Did you at least start? You've started the boys this season,
Yeah, I
right?
started it. I just couldn't focus and retain anything. I've never felt this way ever being sick. Focus.
Been there.
My focus was ridiculous.
It was like the first 2 episodes of Stranger Things. That's how I felt.
You know what?
I couldn't focus on the first 2 episodes of Stranger. I rewatched them like 4 times.
Okay, before I left on the trip, I was trying to watch Stranger Things. I do not like the show.
Get past the first 3. Get past the first 4 episodes, and it will
The
take off.
first season I loved.
Oh, you're in one of the. You're on the slow season then.
I'm gonna admit to something here about Stranger Things. You know, I said that the first half of that season, I was like, yeah, it didn't really do anything for me.
You love it now?
Oh, well, that's because I'm an idiot, and I realized I totally misunderstood the entire first half of the season. All
What
those
season?
scenes were this last season. Are you
Okay.
in the last season? Are you done with?
Oh, I'm watching. I'm done.
Okay, so last time we talked about Stranger Things, I was telling you like, yeah, it just didn't do that much for me. And it's because I realized when these last 2 episodes aired, like we're about 20 minutes into the season, the last season, part B or whatever it is. And I asked Renee, and I was like, wait a minute. Are you saying that all those scenes with 1 and 11, when they were in the clinic together, those were flashback scenes? She looks over at me like I'm an idiot, and she goes, yes, that was the whole premise, was she was flashing back. And I went, I was so confused about that. I didn't understand what the hell was happening there. So apparently I was on my phone or doing something stupid when it made it clear that those scenes were actually flashbacks and they weren't like in the moment. I didn't realize those were memory scenes.
Their
So
memories.
that's the whole reason I hate it.
They're the block memory.
I don't care whether it's a memory or flashback. I didn't realize that it had taken past. It had happened in the past.
We'll get into the difference of that later.
It took a minute for me to get that.
Because I want to hear the difference between a memory and a flashback myself.
Yeah, so once I figured that out, I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Now this season has made so much more sense to me because I wasn't getting it. Like it was just apparently I was doing something on my phone or something when it made clear that, hey, these are memories.
So that's like the difference between a pledge and a donation.
Yeah. I mean, we'll let Terrence argue those finer points.
So I actually just read an article where they compared the cast of Stranger Things to that of Buffy and their counterparts.
Yeah, I saw that article. I was going to look at it later.
It's kind of interesting, but it still has a very, maybe it's because the movie came out in the 80s, it still has a very Goonies feel to it. Like, I feel like this is the Goonies, as if the Goonies made a sequel, it would have been Stranger Things.
Yeah, I'd have to agree that that's a good comparison.
But I still think Barb would have chopped this whole series would have been done if Barb had lived.
See, I just can't. I'm season 2, like episode 6, somewhere around there, and I'm not enjoying it.
Nobody enjoyed season 2, and most people did not enjoy season 3 either.
Oh.
Season 4 is like a 180. Season 4 is a 180.
Yeah. Once I understood conceptually what was going on in season 4, then I looked back and I was like, oh, okay, this is actually a dope season.
And everybody's still kind of waiting to find out what's up with Will. What's his deal? What's his big secret?
With his
I
haircut.
think the whole 11 and whatever that dude's name is. Who's their dude? The leader?
Mike.
How
did you remember that name?
Yeah. I think 11
I
and
really
Mike.
didn't, and it just...
I think that's gonna break apart. I think they're gonna grow up and like, you're no good for me. This isn't gonna work. You know, you're just go do your own thing.
Has anybody seen anything new that's come out?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Terminal List is mother
I watched it.
dope. The whole thing already?
Yeah, but I remember I watched it during COVID. So I'll have to rewatch it. But I
I've
loved
not
it.
started it yet.
Man, super intense.
I did watch a movie on the cruise,
What was it?
The Contractor.
Oh, I forgot that movie even came out.
Hey, Tom, you'd really like Terminal List, by the
I
way.
already saw it. I've already
I
given
would-
it the...
The whole series?
I've already given it the 8. I saw it the day it came out, the whole thing. Bam. 8 episodes.
Yeah, I would think
And what was
all
your
of us
grade?
would enjoy it.
I haven't seen it yet.
A.
Because the last time we were together, I
Yeah,
hadn't seen
I
Stranger
knew
Things.
you'd like. I knew it was right up your alley.
So I had to binge watch 4 seasons of Stranger Things before I could watch Terminal List.
Do we want to go back to The Boys?
Sure.
There's a spinoff. It's already
Of
in
The
production.
Boys?
Yep.
What is it?
It's called the Boys Varsity. So
Is
you
it
know
cartoon
how
or something?
on a couple of the seasons of the Boys, they show these other superheroes in other cities, and A-Train, I think, A-Train and the Deep get put in these crappy cities, and they're like, I always wonder, I was like, is this just in this small little area? It turns out this is worldwide. All the soups have their little cities. So
Well, it's superheroes are franchised in this universe.
So all the other soups are vying for better contracts.
Oh.
And that's what the Boys Varsity is like the varsity team. They're vying for other contracts to eventually get to be part of the 7.
So the Deep's not part of the spinoff, is he?
I don't know, but the Deep.
I hope not, because he drives me nuts.
You don't like Chase Crawford?
I just don't like the character.
I think he's gonna pull a Thor. I'm pretty sure he's gonna pull a Thor on season 5.
I don't know what that means by pulling. What's pulling a Thor?
He's gonna come with the gut.
He's not.
Dude, look at the end.
The Deep isn't. You're saying the Deep is gonna come out?
Like, he's got a coffee table full of junk food.
He bangs octopi. He's not pulling a Thor.
And he's like, oh my god, oh, he's depression eating. He's gonna pull a Thor.
He had an octopus sitting on his lap.
Dude, he's gonna pull a Thor.
He had fresh octopusy.
He ate an octopus.
Boom, Fred. I think he said his name was.
Yeah,
Fred.
that's what makes Homelander is like. I mean, you talk about evil. This dude Homelander is the epitome of what a bad guy is.
I don't think he is. I think he's just stupid.
Oh, I think he is. And I haven't even watched what you guys have watched.
I think he's just naive. He doesn't know anything.
No, he's not naive. He's just evil. He is just wanting to impose his will. That's all it is, imposing his will. If he wants you dead, he kills you.
The older superheroes anyway? How is he naive?
Because he's a test tube baby. So he's literally brought up by McDonald's or the franchise.
He's got emotional issues, obviously, but
that's what I'm saying.
I think he's very smart. He's very smart.
Emotional issues. What was it? Season 1 when what's her name blew the mommy issues.
It reverts back. There's a callback to that. I think his son's going to be worse than he is.
You can tell. Yeah, you can tell his son's going to be a monster.
He's got emotional damage from Homelander and emotional damage from Butcher.
Hit the button.
Well, yeah, Butcher went off on him, and that's why Butcher pushed him to Homelander is what happened.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is making me want to watch it, so.
It's good.
Oh, it's a great show.
I mean, you should definitely also check out the animated series.
No.
Sports.
I give it a C+.
The animated one?
No. The Boys.
Oh, really? I give it better than that. It's not my top show, but I like it.
I'm pot committed to it. I watch it because I'm into it at this point. Like I'm gonna go to the end.
He's going down with the ship.
I don't look forward to it, and it's like, man, I know I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Mike is the captain, tightening up his tie while he spins the wheel on the Titanic, looking off to the distance. I will go down with this ship.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's something that the people need. I think people are getting too caught up in the whole PC and cancel culture and Me Too movements, and they need to remember that people could just be as evil as this, and they just show the extreme. Kind of puts things in perspective.
I think you're starting to see a swing in a different direction on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp has nothing to do with it.
Nor does Will Smith.
I think they both are very actively involved in the swing.
I mean, Will Smith because he swung.
Right,
No.
but
It's the behind the scenes stuff that people are looking at with Will Smith. Like, what drove him to that?
I just think people are.
I think it's Jada's what's causing that.
Oh, you can tell it's Jada.
But I think both of those two guys are. But I don't know for certain. And she
I'm gonna
just
call
seems
it like I see
wackadoo.
it. If you've ever, and most of y'all have seen this as a child. Oh, I know, Mike, you have. I know I have. Tom, you may have. If you've ever seen your mom in a store give you that look, you put whatever you had in your hand down and you go to the cart. There's no talking. There's no argument. You just do it. That's the look Jada gave Will Smith. You better do something. Will said, because Will is laughing while he's telling the joke about G.I. Jane. Will's laughing. Great time. Looks at Jada. Jada gives the look. Will gets up and goes smack the shit out of Chris Rock.
So what is the turn? So the turn is the past 2 years, a lot of shows and movies have been focused on what people are calling the message, right? Just whatever message they're out there trying to broadcast. But you're feeling like that's on the, like we've hit that peak and maybe we're coming down off that?
I think that there's, I think if you look, there's an appetite for, no, not necessarily an appetite. I think there's fatigue on it. I think you look at how people have rallied around Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, shows like The Boys, shows like
Terminal
List. I think you're
Maverick.
starting to see Maverick. I think you're starting to witness the fatigue. And I think, oh man, we're going to jump into it again, aren't we? I think even as you see some of these, I think conservatives are starting to get a little bit more emboldened. Hence some of the rulings that you've seen come from the Supreme Court lately. And I think that people are likely feeling tired of being pushed around and feeling like they're being bullied.
I'm not touching that one.
So you're
No, I
saying-
hear you.
This isn't a commitment to agreeing one way or the other. I'm just saying this is my observation.
Observation. A fair observation.
What I think you're starting to see now.
I think you're seeing it in some places. You're not seeing it in the CW. The CW is all in on wokeness. That's why they're failing.
I think there's a whole. I agree. I think that there's a lot of stuff that's.
I mean,
it's brought
Disney.
in.
I mean, Lightyear barely broke 100 million. That's a Pixar film. Barely broke 100 million. They don't think they're going to make their money back on that.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I think that there's a lot of signs like that's another good sign. Like, even some of the ratings and subscriptions numbers that you look on Disney Plus are not great. But and I'll take that a step further. Look what Netflix recently came out and did. They recently said we're going to make whatever content we want to make, and if you don't like it, kick rocks. Don't work for us. Bye. So I think you're starting to see. I just think you're starting to see fatigue from some of these movements. A combination of fatigue from some of these movements combined with a mentality of the side that feels like they've been kind of targeted in this is starting to rise up and push back a bit.
NSA is tapping into your signal there for a second.
Yeah, no, it's flashing. Can you see it?
Had you a little robotic there. No, I mean I agree that people are getting tired of it, but I think you still got people out there like even Thor, that just came out is bombing. It's in its first weekend. It's done worse than Doctor Strange did.
Did 100? I thought I saw 143 million this weekend.
143 million, including Sunday. Usually the weekend is Friday, Saturday, and then they release the projections. But yeah, so I think they're at 100. No.
No.
Why? At those numbers, it'll be on Disney Plus within 30 days.
Danny
I
wants to
enjoyed
see
it.
it. You did?
Yeah, I'll give it I'll give it a B. Here's the
okay.
problem. Here's the problem with this version of the Thor movie is, unfortunately, Thor Ragnarok I think is probably one of your top 3, depending on what you put in there, maybe top 5 all-time superhero movies. Like, it was just, Thor Ragnarok was just a phenomenal movie, start to finish. The problem is now that you've got the same director coming back trying to capture that same vibe, and they went a little bit overboard trying to capture that. Like, it wasn't natural. And honestly, I never ever, like, going back to the original Thor, I always said, even when the original Thor came out, I never bought the relationship between Natalie Portman and Jane, whatever her name is.
Jane
and
Foster.
Thor. Yeah, it just, I was like, wait a minute. These two met each other. They spent a day and a half together. By the end of the second day, they were sitting on top of a rooftop declaring their love for one another. Like, it just, the whole relationship always seemed stupid to me to begin with. And so now they bring it up. She shouldn't have been in. They make Thor like the blonde bimbo. They make him stupid, and so it's hard to see him having these emotional, relational connections. So it's just a tough pill to swallow. But it was funny. There was definitely a lot of humor in it. Christian Bale probably. I
heard they pretty much wasted his talent. With some of the like Gore just didn't, like, he killed. They're saying he killed one god.
Yeah. Yo, they could have done so much. They should have kept Gore around for, and honestly, I think that's actually a problem that Marvel has right now. Like, pre-Endgame, they've had all these years of build up to Endgame, and now that Endgame's done, everything feels very segmented. Like, there doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of continuity. Like, what are we working towards? You don't know what's up with the Avengers.
Flapping around like wet spaghetti.
Like, everything now is just an individual movie that's just tied together by a backstory.
Yeah.
But I think that's why they're doing all the Marvel shows, is to try and tie it all in together to the Phase 4.
They're not doing a good job.
They aren't, as far as our generations.
It reminds me of Game of Thrones.
They're still doing better than DC.
Yes.
Yeah, easily. It reminds me of Game of Thrones, where there's just too many characters and side stories going on that it's just hard to keep track of.
But the difference is,
dope, though.
Game of Thrones, though, at least you had a central, like, there was always this master plot of Game of Thrones. Right now with Phase 4 Marvel, you don't know what's going on. Everybody seems to just be, flailing off into its own direction, and there's nothing that binds it all together anymore, other than, they're just Marvel.
That's what lost me on Game of Thrones. I never finished it because too much going on.
Well, eventually they do all circle back. At the very end, they all come back, and have their, battle royale. But yeah, I mean, you can't really tell what's going on with Marvel right now. Like, She-Hulk's coming out. Yeah. There's going to be Wakanda Forever. There's going to be Ant-Man 3 in next February.
They just released that whole Phase 4 today.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Is it actually called the Phase 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or is it, so like you had the Infinity Era, or forgot what it's called. So Phase 4.
It's always been Phase 1, 2, 3, and now we're on 4.
Okay.
It's always been that way.
Well, I know, like I said, they had the Infinity Sagas or whatever that included, the Endgame and all those, but I didn't know if it was literally just called, this is just Phase 4.
Huh.
Right. Anyway.
And just to go back to what Mike was saying, Ms. Marvel, I I'm not caught up on it, but I'm enjoying. That's one of my favorite shows right now.
I'm enjoying Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
Tom
I
hates
enjoyed
it.
it. Is it over? Is it done?
Season finale coming up this week.
I'm excited about
Are
it.
you
But I'm
liking it,
also
Tom?
enjoying Strange New Worlds.
I did like the last episode. Oddly enough, I liked the last episode the best out of all of them so far, because the last episode did tied things together. Like for me, it was like I thought it was a little like discombobulated with the story, but now you know she went back in time. You saw the story of Aisha, and you know
Aisha,
why those people are chasing her. So now it all makes sense, and I thought it was a good episode, and there actually wasn't a lot of superpower fighting. I just thought it was a good episode for character building,
Yes.
telling like storytelling. Really, if the storytelling's good, that's all I need.
Now we can get into the rest of the superhero learn how to do your stuff.
Now let's have some big name cameos in the finale and wrap it up.
They've got. I feel like they have to bring Captain Marvel in
Yeah.
I don't think
because the Marvels.
They need to.
One of the movies that's in that Phase 4 actually is the Marvels.
Yep.
So, and part of that is connecting Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. So,
I think they're going to bring in.
feel
Sam.
like we're gonna see that.
I
Sam.
think they're going to bring in Sam Jackson, and then it's not going to be the Sam Jackson. It's going to be the Skrull, the one that's playing Sam Jackson from SpiderMan. I don't know. That's what I.
Okay.
Speaking of Spider-Man, did you see they're talking about doing another Spider-Man with Garfield?
Yes.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Kevin Feige is trying to warn them, like, you guys.
I saw
screw
something
it
about
up.
that. Yeah.
I think
Sony's going off doing some stuff without kind of checking in with him.
They're treading into DC waters at this point.
Like Morbius. Yeah, they're flopping around too.
As
Well,
much as I
it's-
kind of
it's
like
not even-
Batman, I think Batman is also kind of what ruined the DC universe. Is they went through so many different Batman and storyline. Batman has so many different timelines and story arcs and versions. This is the new 52 Batman. This is the original Batman. This
Right.
is Silver Age Batman. I think with the Spider-Man, you already have the Raimi Spider-Man, which is the first one with Tobey. Then you had Incredible Spider-Man with Garfield, and now you got MCU Spider-Man with Holland. I
we
think
got
they're
the
gonna
flag.
have one too many Spider-Man, and it's just gonna be look. We don't know what you're doing anymore. Y'all don't know what you're doing.
I mean, Kevin Feige has tried to guide Sony. He doesn't mind them making more movies. He gets money off of it anyways. It sounds like he's tried to guide them and give them, but Sony wants to act like they know better. And look, clearly Kevin Feige knows what the hell he's doing, so they'd be wise to listen.
I did
Blade
like the
is
crossover.
coming.
What's that?
Pretty stoked
saw
about seeing
that.
Blade. They're relaunching Blade in the MCU.
Oh, that's something I could get
How are
behind.
you gonna launch Blade without Wesley Snipes as Blade though?
It's a reboot. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Because the guy
They
that
do
they're
it all the
having play
time.
Blade is like 20 years older than when Blade first started.
Is it
He's an old guy. He's an old
It's-
man. Like,
It's not the Terrence.
look,
It's
so you're
not
gonna have
the
old.
same.
It's like
it's
Old
not the
Man
same
Logan,
Blade
Old Man
universe.
Blade. I know it's a reboot, but what I'm saying is, why would you start a reboot with an actor of that age?
Oh, we're gonna
And then
find
say-
out.
And then like, oh, it's Blade. You've never seen him before.
I trust him. I think you're overthinking things.
I don't think I'm overthinking it. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that-
it's a story that they can do a lot with. It's a
Yeah,
uh
100%.
Look, I respect Blade because so much that I actually just rewatched the last Blade movie because I never really watched it. with
really.
Ryan Reynolds. Yes, Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel.
Huh.
And the dude from Prison Break played Dracula. I was just looking for something to watch, and it was there, so I played it. But I was like, And then they saw the article where the guy that's the old guy. I was like, I don't think this guy's gonna make a good Blade. I mean, he was in what was the Luke Cage?
Oh, it's the Luke Cage guy?
It's
No
not
way.
Luke Cage. He played a villain, I think.
It's
in
not
the
Luke Cage. He was the main. He was like the. I actually didn't get through all of Luke Cage. That one didn't impress me. Oh, they're bringing back. Speaking of Murdoch, they're bringing back
Daredevil
and Punisher into some other.
and
Oh, no.
Kingpin.
Kingpin and Murdoch. They're bringing back.
Yeah, I saw that.
So not the Punisher?
I don't think it was Punisher. I don't think he was coming back. I'm pretty
No,
sure
I saw that they're bringing back the actors that played the Daredevil and Kingpin are coming back.
I actually like Daredevil.
I never watched them.
Oh, phenomenal!
Yeah, it's a good one. Jessica Jones is good. Daredevil.
Jessica
Jones died off.
Jessica Jones started so.
The first season was okay. The second
I
season
liked the first season quite a bit. I liked Luke Cage the first season.
I watched all of Luke Cage mainly for the music. It just had a dope sound.
The second season dove hard.
But Punisher, I
couldn't watch any of that Iron Fist.
I loved Iron Fist.
Loved
it. So bad.
Oh, I loved Iron Fist.
The worst acting. That's like watching. That would be like if Lifetime
I
made
love
an
that
Avengers
type of
remake,
story.
but it's on the Lifetime channel.
I love the whole appears out of nowhere. Nobody knows him. I just like the premise.
Okay, that's great to have that premise, but your acting sucks.
I got past that. I didn't even notice that it was bad acting.
But I am from Kung Lao. Kung Lao, and then Kung Lao, we do this. It was just horrible acting. Or horrible, let me back up. Horrible writing.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't the best choice probably for the Iron Fist. I think if they ever want to use that character again, they will have to recast him.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think they'll use it just for that reason because they're trying to, they're not swapping people in and out. If anything, they'll bring the girl in and just have her be Iron Fist. Whatever her name was. She was good.
Yeah, she was.
Actually, who I wouldn't mind seeing make a comeback in the MCU is Elektra.
I was about to say that. Now, do you want the Elektra that played Elektra or a new Elektra?
No, I like the one that played Elektra in Daredevil. In the series.
Season
not
2.
in the movie.
Okay. So not the Ben Affleck Elektra.
You're talking about Jennifer Garner?
Yeah, she was horrible.
She wasn't horrible.
Well, I did not like her.
She was right up there with.
I feel like that Daredevil and that Elektra movie got a pretty bad rap.
I mean,
I feel like Ben Affleck made a mistake dropping Jennifer Garner. I think she's a good-looking woman.
Yeah, but he's got J-Lo for the 15th time.
Again. Did we have the debate about J-Lo versus Shakira?
What do you mean?
No.
I thought we had... Oh, maybe that was on M3.
Explain it.
What's happening here? Oh, now your sound's working.
Oh.
That sounded good. I was like, where did that come from?
I didn't press the button.
I don't know why it didn't. Hold on, let me try it. It's doubled up for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the quality now sounds like you're actually sending it right through the podcast and not coming from some car passing by your house. No, Shakira versus J-Lo as far as... Now, I think it was a dumb comparison as far as who's the bigger star because J-Lo is a triple threat. But who would I rather have my daughters grow up to be like?
Shakira.
Probably Shakira. Because J-Lo, to me, has taken some wrong turns in decision-making.
I don't know. I just think Shakira.
I mean,
hot as
wait
hell.
a minute. Let's pause.
What decisions are you referring to?
Yeah, well, hold on, and let's identify what we're talking about here is the end result because
Yes, thank you, because you're
like net
you're on
worth.
Trumpism right now. Like,
Oh,
if
net
she wasn't
worth.
my
I mean,
daughter-
I just admitted J-Lo is the bigger star. She's a triple threat. No, J-Lo's a bigger star than Shakira.
100%.
by American
That's not
standards.
that.
By
No,
by world
J-Lo's big
standards.
everywhere.
Go to Latin
Like,
America.
come on.
J-Lo's
Let me
still
ask you
bigger.
this. Let me ask you
Not
this.
even close.
What is bigger? What's a bigger sport? Football?
W-
American
But
football?
but J-Lo
This is-
J-Lo is Latina, so she's also she's bigger than Shakira
And
in
she's
Latin
got
America.
larger worldwide exposure. This
Yeah.
isn't even a real conversation.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
even close. They've
So you're
they've
saying
both
that-
been judges, though.
So you're saying you want your daughters to be more like J-Lo, but and not
No,
Shakira?
I would rather have my daughters be more like Shakira.
Okay.
She's hotter.
You're saying that. So let me see if I can phrase this a little bit better. You feel like Shakira's made better personal choices
Yeah.
for her personal life
I don't know about
than
that.
J Lo has made for her personal life.
I mean, I guess. Well, one problem is we know about J-Lo's choices,
Yeah, you don't know that much about Shakira. I'm
Right.
telling you right now.
Yeah, it's-
and that's probably because they're not controversial or nobody cared enough about them because they weren't controversial. Or
We could do a quick Google and find out.
Let's Google it. I'm not gonna Google that because
Yeah, that's-
all.
we don't. That's a deep fact check to do a background biography
Who
on
has
someone.
Shakira banged in her career? Now on Casey's top 20.
Right, we know everybody J-Lo's banging
well, yeah. That's
all too
because-
well.
I don't know.
I mean, J-Lo kind of reminds me of a Madonna in a way.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Oh, I guess I'm looking at just musical.
Madonna
Music was.
have you seen her latest video? She's
she's
so
horrible.
old. It's just hard to watch. It's just
Yeah.
Who? J-Lo?
no, Madonna
Oh,
still making videos, just
I mean, I
trying to
can't
look
get-
young.
I can't get her old look out of
Yo.
even if I watch her 80s videos.
I was gonna bring this
she's
up.
just spoiled
She
for me.
reminds me of Cher. Late
I was
Yeah,
gonna bring this
Cher.
up.
exactly.
Who
But
was
Madonna
that
just
old
seems so
time
much
artist?
worse. Madonna
Who do
is
you
just
think is
not
an old-
aging well. Cher
Who do you think
aged well, I think.
No, she didn't.
No, she did not.
Cher aged a lot better than Madonna has.
I don't know. I
Madonna
think
is
they're both
looking
pretty bad.
rough.
How about Shaka Khan?
Oh, geez. She was so hot at one time.
So no, the reason why I say that. Oh, Mike got the yawn in.
He's had like
Three
7
more.
in a row.
That
It's
was
like a nut.
lion for a yawn too.
Madagascar theme from a second podcast in a row.
So,
Where's the Afro Circus?
oh, you want the
No, you got to get your soundboard, man. Your soundboard's off. There you go.
Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro, polka dot, polka dot, polka dot, Afro.
So I had
Yeah.
the question I was gonna pose is who is an old
That's gonna be
artist
annoying.
that I gotta get it fixed. Who's an old artist that should have gave it up? Should have hung it up.
All of them.
I meant hung it up. Like because you had like Madonna,
Rolling Stones.
Rolling
Yeah.
Stones,
Oh, definitely.
Shaka Khan just dropped an album that's been being used in a commercial. I actually
Really?
downloaded the track, and it's like slowly climbing, but I think it's plateaued. You just got old artists that just don't want to stop. Hell, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
What did
I
he
mean,
do?
The Who? Who are some artists that you think
The
just
Who?
need to hang it up?
They're not mainstream at all, though.
I mean, if they're just doing like casino concerts, I'm fine with that.
Nah, I'm talking
I
about.
mean,
But-
that'd be like on the
music
Queen
videos.
level.
We're talking like, oh, I'm hanging out with the kids at the academies, at the Grammys.
Yeah.
I'm at the MTV Music Awards.
I mean, I
Queen
guess
rightfully so
they can
had
get
the
away with
videos
it.
out, so that's they rode on that.
Just don't make videos. Just make the music.
I'm just saying. So, Mike, you got any people that should have hung it up?
Rolling Stones.
Okay. Joey,
I mean,
Yeah, it'd be Queen for me.
The Queen's got a brand new young singer though.
Yeah, Queen. I
he's got
actually
the-
went and saw them. I went and saw them a couple years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. I went
with
and saw
Adam
them
singing.
pre-COVID.
Adam
Yeah.
Lambert?
Yeah.
Yo, it was a legit concert. Like I
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
I took my parents to it.
Okay.
It was actually a damn good show.
I literally was waiting for GoDaddy to have Queen with Adam Lambert be at the holiday party. I'm like, you know what? I'm breaking into that holiday party. I would go see
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
It's just not the same
You
for
know,
me. I like
I'll
Adam
tell you
Lambert.
another one. Phil Collins. That dude, like we went and saw him also a couple years ago. I went and saw him at America West Arena or whatever it was called at the time. And
He was amazing.
great to
wasn't
see
he?
him. Phenomenal show, but that dude's got so many health problems. I do not know why that guy is still trying to tour around this country. He had to sit the entire time. Like he was up on stage in a wheelchair, like
Like
the
a knee
entire
roller.
show. Like
You saw
Yo,
Santana just
dude.
collapse last week on stage, right?
Santana's another one that shouldn't be out there. Like a lot of these guys, like, come on, man.
Like,
New
I
kids on the
wonder,
block. Why are you still touring?
Are they
Paulo
under
Tour?
bad contracts
Why
where
are
they
you
have
still
to do that?
touring?
Or do they just hold it like we're still 20 somethings?
Boys to men.
They
Why
still
are-
sell out
those
shows.
fans
Yeah, they're still
need the
selling
money.
out. They sell out shows, so they just keep doing it.
Or is it
By
like
the way,
Joey
all
said,
those
they need the
people
money?
that I just listed, I've went and seen recently in the last couple of years.
Right.
I mean, I did see Mary J. Blige at the State Fair in Phoenix.
But she was amazing.
Yeah, but see, that's the
wasn't she?
point. Seeing the state fair, like you're playing state fairs now. That's what you've ended up doing.
But then she was on a Super Bowl commercial. Or not, she
No,
did a Supertime
Halftime
show.
show.
Yeah.
It's because
So, I
Dr.
mean-
Dre was nice.
Yeah.
Gave her the hookup.
It was a cool
We were
halftime
talking
show
about that
though.
one.
This
This was
last
years
one.
ago.
I liked that halftime show a lot.
Oh, Elton John just made a song with Dua Lipa. That did really well. He sounds the same. I think he looks and sounds the same for like the last 20 years. Elton John hasn't changed.
Man, maybe even longer than that.
Yeah.
He looks the
I
same
don't want to get us
back in the
canceled,
90s.
so I'm not going to say anything.
Well, he must have. Yeah, his money's going towards a good doctor compared to Cher.
It's just never mind.
Are you talking about some special cream he rubs on his face?
Whoa, 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 whoa! I said doctor.
Oh. Well, it could be from a doctor.
Mike, you get a fresh haircut?
I got them all cut.
Oh, boom! You got the jokes. Joke off.
You got a joke sound.
I don't think I have a joke one on this one yet. Yeah, this thing took a while to get set up, and I was all sweating in here like a slave at Debo's Chicken Shack.
Back to shows though. I am still slowly working through Yellowstone. I try to catch a couple episodes a week. I just broke into season 3 right now.
Carrie's on with us.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
Carrie.
Carrie.
Hello, Carrie.
She's our one viewer that isn't us that's watching right now.
So, would you guys be interested in doing a watch party as a live cast?
Yeah.
For
What
what?
are we
Where we
watching?
watch an episode or a movie.
Like the season premiere of She-Hulk. That's I
Yeah,
think
it's got to be something short.
something in August coming up. Because we'd have
What,
to
can we
coordinate
do
that.
that though? Wait, what's the?
Well, we would watch it, and then we would just be looking just like this. We couldn't show the video. I mean, we couldn't stream She-Hulk, otherwise we'd get shut down again.
Yeah, that wouldn't
We
last
could put
long.
it in Video Ninja, but we wouldn't be able to broadcast it.
Wait.
Well,
it's
no,
shut
when
down
we do the
again?
watch party, so we'd just have like a TV sitting off to the side. We'd watch it on, or on your phone or iPad,
I was
and
thinking-
our video would stay in sync. So when we stop to talk, like if one of us hits pause, then it pauses for all of us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, just like a fifth window.
That way we're all watching the same scene at the same time, and then we can pause,
Gotcha.
comment, criticize.
Hi, Carrie. Yeah,
Joey, you said
I'd
you're-
be down for that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm game.
We need to just find a show would be cool to watch. like She-Hulk or.
I
What
feel
new
like I
show-
want to go back and watch Kenobi series with Tom and explain things as go along why he's wrong.
That sounds like a whole nother podcast.
I mean, we'd have to like wrench him into that one.
No, I mean, I feel like the Kenobi series was a victim to the wokeness. You know, Reva was the powerful, strong black woman introduced to add that character into the lineup that didn't really need to be there. Because she's a pointless character.
I mean, she's not.
They did their best to try to pencil her into the script.
I mean,
She was.
all right. So, Mike, let me ask you this, because I'm Mike is the de facto Star Wars like go-to. Mike is the Google of Star Wars. Where does Reva play in the future? Just
Well,
Return of the
listen,
Jedi.
that's
any
part
of
of the reason that happened is because her being, what was she, third sister or whatever she is, she hasn't shown up in canon before. So they had a Inquisitor that they could bring in and introduce just for this series. It's not like she wasn't there, but she hasn't shown up in any other form. But she still existed. There was always a third sister. They just brought her in for this series, which is cool because they were able to do that. But
Okay.
hey, I am gonna geek out a little bit on some Star Wars nerddom right now.
Well,
So
I
I'm
wanted to
part
finish
of-
asking you my question though.
Hold on, this is important for me.
No,
This is a
isn't
moment.
Why does
Important
it
for
for
me,
you?
guys.
I had a whole lot to say this episode. I'm gonna get my thing in here real quick.
Okay.
I've got
I'm gonna continue to drink my Pepsi.
Tom, are you drinking Hint?
Yeah.
No.
That's water.
Oh.
Pure life.
I'm all in all these Star Wars Facebook groups. My favorite series is the Bane trilogy. It's written by this guy, Drew Caperson. And so this morning I logged on to one of my groups and he's like, and this guy, Drew Caperson, is like, hey, I'm going to be hosting an AMA on Reddit. And so I just made a statement, oh, that's cool. He's the writer of my favorite series, the Bane trilogy, and he liked my comment. I was like,
What's an AMA?
ask me anything.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Yeah, so
speaking of, you know, like looking at other Star
That's pretty
Wars
cool.
podcasters and experts, you know, who are the biggest, like, who would you consider like the most influential Star Wars content creators, vloggers,
I have
podcasters?
no idea.
Because I know I looked at some of the big ones. Like there's one, Drunk 3PO. He's got a pretty huge following. That Star Wars girl, really big following.
No
And these are people who don't have day jobs, right? Their job is just to create content about Star Wars.
No clue. I've never
Okay.
watched a single.
Because I didn't know if you had
I've
looked
never
at,
heard of them.
like, if you had looked at some of their opinions on Kenobi. Because all the heavy hitters that I've looked at, not good scoring on Kenobi.
Yo, keep
From the
in
heavy
mind, like,
hitters, people that have no
here's-
job.
keep in mind what I've said about Star Wars fans since we started this conversation, period. I don't like Star Wars fans.
Fanatics.
There you
They-
go.
They crap on their own product more than anybody else. And it's because of bloggers like that. Look, my guess is I can go listen to them. They're the ones that they never have anything positive. So I don't care. I don't care what they have to say. This isn't, you know, if all of us one night came in and were like, let's go be Star Wars bloggers, then maybe I'd go start listening to their content to do it. I watch Star Wars because I love Star Wars. That's it. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I don't care what any of their opinions are. It makes no never mind to me. I see all their opinions posted on all the Star Wars blogs and Facebook groups, and they're just, it's the same old retreaded, Disney broke my Star Wars. Man, shut up. Don't watch it then. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Stop it. Don't watch it.
They don't.
Simple.
Cool.
They
I don't care what
obviously
their
do if they're
opinion
gonna
is,
complain about it.
But I only brought that up in the context of what Terrence just said about Mike is the authority in our group. But in the grand scheme of things, there are people whose day job is Star Wars. And
know it better than I do.
yeah.
Which leads me to the question of why doesn't Luke remember Reva? Why is Luke's memory of being chased? Why does Luke's memory of being chased not
Luke's?
Yeah. Because he's chased by Reva. He's chased out of the house. He goes running.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like,
what makes you think he doesn't?
Because he didn't know what a lightsaber was in A New Hope. And he's like, What is this? And Obi-Wan's, that is the tool of the Jedi. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I've never seen this. You got chased out your house when you were 8.
I mean, it's not the same thing. It was a red blade, and that could be vastly different when you're...
Or does he
what would he have been then at that point? He would have been...
He was 10. Because Leia's 10, and they're twins.
No, it wouldn't have been 10. It would have been 8.
I thought he was younger.
Leia was 10.
10 years. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess
they're
that makes
twins.
sense.
So if Leia's 10...
No, they live on different planets, and the gravitation of the planet affects your aging.
I mean, that's possible, too.
Interstellar. That's the physics of Interstellar.
Which, by the way, is a dope movie.
It is.
A lot of people say that the physics in that movie is like real legit physics, kind of like The Big Bang Theory.
Another really dope movie that's underrated, Contact.
I do like that movie. That is one of those movies that gets my mind like into that.
I think Mike just has a crush on
conspiracy,
Jodie.
like, you know.
No,
I don't even care about Jodie
Speaking of which,
Foster.
whatever happened to Jodie Foster?
I don't know.
I thought she did something. Someone has to fact
I think she's
check.
making money, like being a producer or something.
There was that movie Hotel Artemis. Wasn't she in that?
Yes.
That was maybe like 5-6 years ago.
But I think her money's.
Last time I remember Jodie Foster was in Escape Room.
Yeah,
Panic Room. Is it Panic Room or
Panic Room? Yeah, that's what it was.
I think she's in Hotel Artemis. That's more recent, but I'm sure she's still getting royalties from every time someone watches Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, I mean, she's beyond filthy rich. I bet you her net worth's way up there. But I think she's behind the scenes doing something.
Unless she put that money in crypto, then her net worth is nothing now.
It says here she made over $100 million.
Recently, or
no, just net worth. Estimated net worth $100 million.
That's good.
Yeah.
Today, her estimated net worth is $100 million.
I'm trying to go through the site, but there's a lot.
I mean,
of
that's
ads
damn
on
good.
there.
If today,
What's her film? Yeah, what's her filmography like? What's she done in the last couple of years?
Dude, you're asking a whole lot. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't have any Jeopardy music to play. I have to grab that sound effect.
Sorry.
Jodie Foster's appearance with her wife at the 2021 Golden Globe.
That was me failing. What is Thor? No, Jodie.
Oh, she's in Thor. Was she in Thor?
No.
No, you're thinking of Jane Foster.
Close, but not.
But wait a minute. Was she in a Marvel movie though?
I feel like she was in some superhero movie.
I do too, actually.
Like someone's mom or something.
Oh, come on.
Hey, what are those things? What are those things called? Like
Hotel Artemis was 2018.
Oh, that's
she's in something new called Naiad.
There's Naiad and the Mauritanian. Oh, she was in Elysium.
Keep going back. Was she in any Marvel movie or DC movie?
Flight Plan, Inside Man, Panic Room, Contact, X-Files.
What's Carnage?
Maverick.
She was in Carnage.
Yep. 2011.
Oh, so not the recent.
She did have a gap in there for a while.
2011,
after, like, Panic Room?
2013, 2014.
Yeah, she hasn't been in any Marvel movies.
2018, 2021.
Hey, what is that? Oh, the Mandela effect. Are you guys familiar with what the Mandela effect is?
No.
Yes. Yes. Controversy.
Joey.
Controversy. Ask
You
who
should
the
go.
bear.
You should go research Mandela effect, and then all of us come back on the next episode and let's discuss the Mandela effect. And then
Homework.
Let's see. Yeah, well, let's see. Have some examples of the Mandela effect. Tom, you should gather examples and then quiz us on what we remember.
Okay.
It's a movie, huh?
No.
That's what
No.
I'm seeing right here.
So
the
movies
Mandela
are the
effect.
big one.
No,
Movies-
the Mandela effect is, depending on who you talk to, is
We're living in the
thing.
Matrix.
yeah, where there's basically parallel universes that have bled into one another.
So the Mandela effect is an observed phenomenon in which a large segment of the population misremembers a significant event or shares
Here, I'll
a
give you-
memory of an event that did not actually occur.
Let me give you an example of one. Tom, you look this up because I don't even remember. The sign at the Home Depot, when you go to the Home Depot, does the sign at the front of Home Depot say the Home Depot or Home Depot? Somebody look it up. First, before you do, what's your answer? Terrence, what's your answer? Don't look it up.
Does not
I
have
don't-
the.
Dude, I don't pay attention to that sign. I have no idea.
I think it's just Home Depot.
That's what I thought
know.
too, but I just saw the sign. I was wrong.
There's the huh?
Home
Yeah.
Depot.
I know the ones that I look at are the Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain Bears and Bernstein Bears.
But the Mandela effect is a movie from 2019, a horror movie.
There's another one too. Oh,
There's all kinds of them.
The Shazam,
The
not
Sin-
Shazam, Sinbad. movie.
Sinbad, yeah.
Yeah, people are like, no, that that movie never existed, blah blah blah, and it's like, I think some of these are the natural but also unnatural removal of links to sources that were available before. So like,
I mean, I've seen the
we
movie.
used to be able to go through. You could go through and delete every reference
Well, you
on
have
and
to.
search engines through SEO,
Sinbad?
so that Mike Dynast doesn't exist online.
Sinbad as a genie. Have you ever seen a movie with Sinbad playing a genie?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I have seen a movie with Sinbad being a sailor that is crazy,
Well, yeah, of
acrobatic,
course.
and yeah.
But there's a big portion of the population that remembers the actor Sinbad
Oh,
playing as a genie in a movie.
yeah, I've seen that. He's cartoonish.
No, you haven't.
Why?
Because it
Doesn't
says it doesn't
exist.
exist, but it
No.
does.
Not in this universe.
Go get it then. Play a clip of it.
Was it a cartoon?
No. I don't know how to share this.
So let's do that.
Yeah, I found a
Everybody-
picture right here of it.
Then maybe it's Shazam. I don't know. It's one of those.
Yeah,
That
this
it
is
never
exactly what I
exists.
saw.
Wait, are you showing it, Joey?
No, it's called Sinbad Shazam. But Sinbad playing a genie called Shazam. It's not a cartoon, but now that I see it, I completely
Yeah,
remember
there's
it.
a trailer for it from 1994.
They found it on the dark web.
Oh, that's interesting because not too long ago they were telling you that never existed.
Because it was removed. It was scrubbed.
from history.
That's just like saying, "Hey, can you find the last episode?"
There
of
is
the
a little meme on Fandom Wire that shows this never existed.
Well, so was the movie actually released?
Yeah.
It says Sinbad Shazam: The Strange Case of a Movie That Doesn't Exist.
I forgot how to show my screen.
It won't show on YouTube anyway.
Interesting.
Unless I change my source to... I'd have to change my source in OBS, right?
Then we wouldn't see you.
Oh, hey. I'm guessing Tom is probably the only one that cares about what I'm about ready to say next.
Prime deals? Yes.
Did you see what Ja Morant came out and said? How he'd cook Michael Jordan?
Yeah, basically saying if Michael Jordan played in today's era, he would just be another dude. Because there's so many superstars that were above the caliber of the superstars in his era. That's why he stood out. Something to that effect.
Agree or disagree with that statement?
Ooh. It's tough because you're always thinking of what's current is fresh in your mind. Like, they didn't have anything like a Steph Curry back then, but then people say Steph Curry couldn't have existed in that era because he would have gotten knocked down so many times that he probably would have broke his arm after like 3 games.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I agree, because we had that discussion before.
You know what? I would agree if Michael Jordan played today because the refs officiate so much differently, and it is a softer league that everybody's more on the same level. But back when Jordan played, we know it was a more brutal league. There was a lot more physicalness. The refs let things go.
That's why I think Michael Jordan would not be able to hang with today's players.
In today's era, Jordan would not
be able
stand.
to hang with them?
He would hang, but he wouldn't stand out like he did back then because
exactly what Tom's saying.
Because everybody
He would just be another dude in the mix.
Yeah.
In today's world of the way they officiate, yes.
And play. I mean, you could say the same thing about Dr. J. Would Dr. J be able to hang with today's? That's the whole Rocky versus Mike Tyson or whatever that movie was based on.
I think the players of that era were tougher and they were more physical. They're not that way today.
They had more heart.
The refs officiate differently, so that's something to keep in mind. Those players playing today wouldn't have that physical advantage. It would actually be a detriment to them. They'd be getting called for fouls like every time they run down the court. They'd get a whistle would blow. It depends on when they met. What era are the refs? Because that could be the deciding factor. Today's refs or refs from the 80s?
So, what do you think's more talented, today's players or the players from the 80s?
Sheer talent? Are we talking about in their prime or today?
Let's change it for a minute. Talent is talent. Who's more skilled? Today's players or the players from the 80s?
I would say today's. I would say today's players.
Yeah, I think that AA, what is it called? AIA ball or whatever it is. These traveling leagues that kids grow up in, they're literally playing in programs from the time they're like 7 till now that are just refined offensive skills. They're not very good defensively, but the skill level today, I think, is unprecedented, and it'll probably continue to grow.
I agree with that. Yeah, they're molding these kids from that early age, and they're putting them up against the best other kids. A lot of these guys, college is a waste of time for them. They're just going right to the pros because they don't need that. College is actually going to hurt them from what they've been brought up, as far as their training, as far as what they've been taught. Imagine, try to picture LeBron going to college for 4 years.
Kobe?
Who's that?
Yeah, it's hard to even imagine like those guys taking that pit stop for college. Yeah.
All right, one last
Yeah.
basketball thing.
Yeah, we go wrap it up.
DeAndre Ayton to the Pacers or KD to the? You think KD's going to land to the Suns?
I think so.
Really?
I think he will make it to the
I
Suns.
think so too.
Here's something I found on reference.com.
Do you really think he will, Joey, or are you just saying that?
I have no clue who you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
I don't know what she
Alexa,
heard.
stop.
Oh, did you?
Alexa, turn the lights out.
Alexa, stop.
That's the disadvantage of not wearing headphones.
So I just read here because we were talking about the whole Rocky, based on the whole. I don't know. Everybody watched the last Rocky, where they're like, "Hey, would Rocky in his prime be whatever?" Which is basically essentially what Mike asked. And then I was like, "Wait a minute, there's supposed to be another Creed." So apparently, it just got announced that there will be a Creed 3 come out this year.
What? Really?
Yeah, it is 2022. Okay, yeah, it's 2022.
Wait, fact check that first.
Oh, I did.
It could be the Mandela effect.
But it's being directed by Michael B. Jordan this time, not the other two people. So, and there will be no Sylvester Stallone.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know either. Don't know.
I haven't even seen the last one.
All right, let's
You
go.
didn't see
Let's go around the table with some final thoughts.
Oh, well, get me out of the way. I don't really have any. I'm still a little foggy.
All right. My final thoughts
Joey's
is
like, I like peanut butter.
my final thoughts is tomorrow's for our viewers. If you're watching this live or within the next couple hours, Prime Day's tomorrow. The last couple Prime Days haven't really blown me away. Like you see a lot of that China junk that's not worth anything anyway, and like there's nothing that you want that shows up on Prime Day. Like them blowouts. So
You are correct.
I mean, I'm gonna be watching. I mean, I'm gonna. I got my wish list. I always put just a ton of stuff in my wish list before Prime Day, so I get notifications if anything does go on Prime sale or lightning deal or whatever. But for the most part, I don't have high expectations for Prime Day, but I don't really need anything either. Like Mike D was saying. But if I can get I have been looking at like those lantern soft boxes that go over your lights, so that it gives like a nice even round kind of distributed.
Yeah, but you're not seeing any on Prime Days, right?
What are you
You can
talking
get some
about?
on Prime Day.
Wait. What are these?
They're called
It's
soft
called
boxes.
a lantern softbox. It's like a globe.
And what do they go over?
Well, they attach to a Bowen's mount. So, like, if you got a light that has a Bowen's mount, like I have a Sakani X80. I have a Sakani X80. It's got a Bowen's mount. But right now, I just have a normal softbox on it. But I want the lantern because then it gives a nice soft glow.
There's different ones you could get. You could get boxy ones like you use in photo studios, where we did portrait photography. You got the kind that can go on the LED for your
I mean, it's
camcorder.
normally a light though that's in the 150 up range.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, but it's not a light. It's literally an accessory.
No, this is the accessory that goes on a light
Right.
like that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at cables. You can't go wrong with extra USB-C cables, USB-B cables,
It's true.
some gels. Other than a couple of little things like maybe another Fire Stick, definitely an updated Echo Dot for the living room because that's the old hockey puck one in there. My mom's still trying to. I can hear my mom trying to figure it out.
Are you sweating? You're looking a little shiny right now.
That's because I need a soft box. I need my soft boxes.
I thought you were sweating.
No, it's just soft boxing.
That California humidity getting to you.
This humidity, yes. Oh my God, it's killing me.
You need a mic, though. You need to get the mic in your face because we are here in the bathroom echo.
Yes. Little things like that. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not looking for major things. Just
Oh, man, you need to pick up a few things.
Headphones.
I got
Headphones, a mic.
I got mics.
Throw up some background.
Got my back. Oh, so that's what I was talking about. My poster board that I'm doing for my custom background.
Is this your final thought?
My final thought is this.
Yeah, we got a final.
Camp 8.
Camp 8 seasoning goes on everything.
That's your final thought.
Yep.
That was it.
Joey, what was your final thought?
I'm not going to get a damn lathe on Prime days.
I think my final thing is Joey and I are kicking off tomorrow, getting back to our podcast. I'm
Official
excited about that. Got a schedule for you. I got to see if Sage is in. Andrew and Laney are in for Thursday to do a Big Brother episode, Big Brother and Challenge episode. Talk about that on Thursday. But I'll see if we can get. So here's the thought. If we can't get Sage in tomorrow, maybe we'll.
Carrie is roasting Magic's.
What'd she say?
She said Magic's needs to get something for his backdrop besides dirty clothes.
Oh, jeez.
Roasted.
Oh.
Wow.
Where's the sound for
I
that?
got some boxers for her. Let her know I got some boxers. Even though I don't remember if that's the same aunt or not.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna have on our. Hopefully, if she signs up and is down, Joey will need to test with her after work tomorrow. But we've got a friend of mine's daughter. She's the girl that watches our house when we go out of town on vacation. She got her pilot's license before a lot of kids had their driver's license. She got her pilot's license at the age of 17. She just interviewed last week to be a flight instructor, and she's 20.
Yeah, but she got that while she was 19.
Yes.
That is crazy.
I mean, just before turning 20. But
shout
Yeah.
out.
Like,
Hey, speaking of
super
pilots,
impressive kid.
speaking of pilots, I've been obsessed with this app I got on my phone. No sponsor, no plug-in or nothing. No plug. Flight Radar 24. This app, I just sit here and stare at this app watching airplanes flying over my house or like in my neighborhood. And then I just scroll around the whole country. I mean, it is showing every plane in the air at any given moment. And it's showing helicopters. It's showing little two-seaters. It's showing private planes. It's showing Air Force like cruisers and stuff. Cargo. You'd be surprised how many big cargo 747s are flying all over this country
Does it
right now.
tell you what kind of plane it is?
Tells you everything. Tells you where it's from, where it's
tell
going.
You if it's leaving trails.
No, it doesn't tell you about the trails.
Let's
not
hey,
get started on that.
next episode is going to be our conspiracy theory episode. Let's get into it.
Get this Flight Radar 24. Flight Radar 24 is the app from the App Store. This thing is addictive.
All right. Downloading now.
Flight
I'm not.
Radar 24.
I am
All right,
not.
you can just go to the website if you don't want an
I'll
app.
get the app. Flight
But,
Radar.
Okay,
Flight
guys,
Radar
let's wrap
24.
it.
All right, everybody.
All
Don't forget to subscribe, like.
Please. I mean, if
Oh,
you've made
there's
it
a
this far, you
paid
might
version.
as well.
Yeah, I did the $9.95 for the year because I wanted to see some stuff because I know a pilot around here too, and I plugged in his call letters for his plane, and I can see his last 90 days of flight history. It's really cool. So if you know your friend's flight history, you could shock her by pulling up her flight history and say, "Hey, how was this flight over to Albuquerque? Looks like you made a bunch of loops." It shows the actual flight route. It's very
wow.
cool. Okay,
Get that
like,
live
subscribe,
tomorrow, Joey.
comment,
Yeah.
share this video, and don't forget, catch us every Monday night. Catch Mike, Joey on the Twitch podcast tomorrow
Tuesday,
night.
Thursdays.
Oh yeah, and you can catch me and Magix on M3 on pretty much any given night when we're not doing this one. Peace out, everybody. Catch us next time. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, now I gotta find the button.